welcome. My name is Jason Reynolds. I'm here on Channel Gap with Lawrie Carr, who's running for the agricultural region for the West Australian Senate. We want to just find out a little bit about Lawrie today, how he's going to represent you and why it is that he's here, putting himself forward into the political arena. So Lawrie, just first of all, what is it, you can tell us a little bit about yourself, a little about where you've come from, for the people out there.
Yeah, as you said, I'm Lawrie Carr, running for the Agricultural Region Senate for the Great Australian Party. Mate, I'm a West Australian by birth, but I consider myself Australian by choice. I've served the country in the defence for the last, I did 20 years in the military. So that definitely has given me a firm grasp on leadership from that point of view. But I've also been involved in small business and mining and government. So I've been exposed to a fairly broad spectrum of employment and opportunities within Western Australia, and I'm carrying that with me. And I'll bring that to the party, and definitely I'll be bringing that to the Australian people. But someone once said, "Are you here to make my job easy?" And I'm not here to make people's lives easy. I'm here to put forward an alternative for the big two that we're now looking at, and getting the message for the Great Australian Party out there, so people will get involved and get informed and start standing up for themselves and finding out what their rights are.
Great, Lawrie, great. And so just on that, I mean, you've got your little quote here at the bottom here, which is get informed and get involved, and it might lead to as far as why you're here. And maybe you could just go into that a little bit. Why is it that you're here? Why is it that you're here to represent at this particular point in time?
There's a number of reasons. The most important one is I want a future for my kids. I want a future for Australian kids, but I also believe that people should be fully responsible and perhaps given permission to get informed about their rights and what their political options are, and to get involved with that process to find out what it takes to take on the system, if you want to put it like that. But I'm not here to put words in people's mouths. I want people to suddenly, on their own volition, wake up and go, must be a better way. This two-party system ain't working. My vote doesn't count, blah, blah, blah. All the rhetoric we've heard, yeah, you can use the words, but it's directly responsible for the people to make sure it does count, rather than have people tell them what to do, when to do it. Get informed. Go and do a bit of research and find out what your options are. I mean, we're here to support them. The Great Australian Party will definitely work for the people.
Great, Lawrie. And I suppose that's a big part of the Great Australian Party, is recognising no matter what we can do, it's about the responsibility of individuals to want to make that choice, to recognise the power that they have in changing the way that things work, rather than sitting through another 3 or 4 years of complaining about the things that are not going right. So, we hear a lot of rhetoric from politicians, a lot of nice words, a lot of buzzwords, but what's the difference that you're going to make? What is it that makes Lawrie Carr a valid option for people that want to make change, to want to preserve their own rights, to be able to make choice, to get informed, to get involved? Can you explain that a little bit to us?
To put it bluntly, I'm not here to pander to people's beliefs. I'm not here to tell people that I'm going to make their lives exceptionally easy, or tell them that they're going to be millionaires by the time they're 30. I'm here to make a political party a phenomenon, to help GAP reach people that need to know they have an alternative, that they've got a voice, they've got people that want to work for them, but more importantly, want to show them, get them informed, and bring them on board, and give them a reason for going to the polls to vote, to actually see a political party in power that they want in power. And that's one of my big and passionate concerns, getting people involved with the processes.
Great. So getting people from more of an inspired space rather than, I suppose, at this stage.
Yeah, getting off their backsides and, finding out where they sit rather than just staying seated.
Great. All right. So, and for you, moving forward, is what is the commitment you're making? We've seen recently, quite surprisingly, that the leader of the opposition in WA come out and suggest that he's already given up, and that that there's nowhere to go from here, and showing what you call the opposite of leadership. So for you, what's the commitment that you're making to yourself and to the people around you? And sometimes it might be confrontational and uncomfortable, but what is that commitment that's coming through you that has you here right now?
Two things. I'd like to create dialogue with the people that need us to represent them. I'm sick and tired of people being told what they're going to be doing rather than having a collaborative approach and finding out what the social issues are and what the big issues are. And also, I want people to realise that they're the power behind politics. From what I've heard and what I've seen so far, and I've done a brief tour of the Central Wheat Belt and talked to a lot of the agricultural people out there. A lot of people believe that they're working for Parliament. That's not the case. The Parliament's elected by us to represent us. So my commitment is to be a public servant, to literally serve the people, but more importantly, to listen to their voice and find out where we need to go as a collective, rather than me sitting as an individual going, vote for me, vote for me. No, if you don't want to vote for me, don't vote for me. But at least get informed on your options and at least get involved in where you want to go with Australia. It's to me, it's just basic instinct, basic common sense.
Beautiful, beautiful. And that's, I suppose, just to wrap that up, and we're obviously going to hear a lot more from you, Lawrie, over the next couple of weeks, and speaking to the policies, and I'd recommend each of you to become informed on the policies of GAP, because they are progressive, they are about maintaining the rights and preserving the rights of every individual towards the Commonwealth. So the GAP app is something that's very innovative, that allows you to maintain contact with each of the representatives through the GAP party, that maintains your ability to be able to be heard on votes, on bills, on everything that government will be introducing. So encourage you to look at that, to support us as we're looking to support you and provide a platform for true democracy. Thank you very much for being here with us today, Lawrie, and look forward to hearing more from you in the near future.
Absolute pleasure, Jason. Thanks for having me, mate.
Beautiful. Enjoy your day.
And you. Cheers, mate.